Hello everyone, it's Green Mom Zoe and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most commonly asked questions on my Facebook page as well as in emails. Saltwater flush. What is it? How to prepare it? When to take it? Can you substitute it? So instead of answering every single person individually, I decided to make a series of videos such as this one and explain the concept so that it can help you have a successful cleanse at home. First of all, saltwater flush is a vital part of master cleanse. Without it, you really have no way for the toxins to be released from your body. So think of it as like washing your body from the inside out. Similar to a colonic, except that the colonic doesn't reach as far in your digestive system as the saltwater flush does. And it's composed of lukewarm water and sea salt. And when you combine them together, you produce this very salty fluid which you drink in one sitting, hopefully in one sitting, and then it passes right through your body and it's eliminated with all the toxins and buildup. Now I'm going to show you how to make the saltwater flush. First, you will need a quart of lukewarm water. The one I'm using here is the filtered water from my sink, but you can also use distilled water or spring water. Stanley Burroughs recommends distilled water, but I have done it with filtered water and I've been fine. So as long as it's not straight tap water which is contaminated, I think you should have no problem with any type of water you're using. Also, you will need a sea salt, and the one I'm using is the Celtic sea salt. It's very rich in trace minerals and nutrients and vitamins. People have asked me if you should substitute with Himalayan pink salt or with regular sea salt. I would say stick to the Celtic sea salt. That's the best one for cleansing. Also, you will need a 1 teaspoon measuring spoon, and you will need a straw such as this one. The reason why you would need a straw is because when you make the solution, it's going to be quite salty. It's very difficult to drink it straight up. So by putting a straw at the back of your throat, it bypasses all of the sensitive spots on your tongue where your receptors are, so you're not going to taste anything, and it's much easier to swallow as well. Now, to make the flush itself, we're going to take 2 teaspoons of the sea salt. And remember, that should be 2 teaspoons, not 2 tablespoons. And you want to close your vessel and shake it really well. Make sure all of the salt is fully dissolved before you drink it. That is the reason why you would drink lukewarm water and not cold water, because cold water would take much longer to dissolve the salt. And also, cold water it takes longer time for your body to warm it up and to pass through your system. Lukewarm water is already body temperature, so it's much easier to release. And it doesn't require any extra energy for your body to warm it up. Alright, so the saltwater flush is ready. So you would stick the straw inside. And as I explained, put it all the way at the back of your throat to bypass all of the sensitive spots on your tongue. And drink it. Try to finish it within 30 minutes, and that's really important because you want this to pass through your body as soon as possible, especially if you're doing the saltwater flush in the morning, which is, the recommended time. Some folks have to go to work early, they have to wake up early, they have to get their kids ready for school. So if you're doing the saltwater flushes in the mornings, try to wake up an hour earlier, so this way you can drink your saltwater flush and it can be released by the time you're ready to go to work. Some of you have expressed concern about the salt in the saltwater flush, and the concern is about your body absorbing some of it, and as you know, people try to avoid sodium or reduce it, so that seems to be a big issue for some of you folks. Well, according to Stanley Burroughs, the author of the Master Cleanse, he says that the ratio of water to salt is such that it does not get absorbed by your blood, so it passes right through your body without being absorbed. If for some reason you cannot drink the saltwater flush in the morning, I recommend it to do it at night. This way you'll be done with your work day or with all your errands, and you can do the saltwater flush before you go to bed. But try not to double up with a laxative tea. So for example, you should be drinking laxative tea at night and doing saltwater flush in the morning. So if you're going to switch them, then do the saltwater flush at night and do the laxative tea in the morning. Now this is going to change the way your body will respond to releasing toxins. For example, if you're drinking saltwater flush in the morning, what it happens is that the water is going to pass within an hour to hour and a half. It's going to be released from your body. You're going to have probably 2 or 3 bowel movements, and once it's done, it's done. You're not going to be going to the bathroom again until the next morning. So that's the good thing about doing the saltwater flush in the mornings, because once it's done, you're good to go. If you're doing laxative tea in the morning, then the release of toxins is kind of unpredictable. You might need to go to the bathroom at some point in the morning, or maybe midday, or maybe towards the afternoon. It just depends on when your body feels that need to release. So it's much less predictable than the saltwater flush. However, that shouldn't stop you, because again, when you're doing the master cleanse, your bowel movements are not going to be out of control. With the saltwater flush, like I said, once you're gone, you're done with it, and that's it. So you should be able to go to work, go about your business, run your errands, and do other activities during the day. Some people have emailed me and told me that the saltwater flush did not work for them. For some reason, they were not able to release it in the time that is recommended, and they're really confused, they're really concerned. So I would say, if that's one of you out there, if it doesn't work, then try to substitute the saltwater flushes with laxative tea. So do laxative tea at night and laxative tea in the morning. The important thing on the master cleanse is that you're releasing. If you're not releasing anything during your cleanse, then that's a big problem. That means everything is just backed up in your digestive tract. So as long as you're eliminating one way or another, you should be fine. Try to drink your saltwater flush every morning while you're on the cleanse. So try not to skip. You should do it every single morning. If you're doing 10 days of cleansing, you should do it 10 times, okay? And one last thing I want to mention. If you cannot stomach the idea of drinking warm, salty water, believe me, it's more mental than physical. If you do the trick with the straw at the back of your throat, you're going to bypass all the taste buds and you're going to be just fine. So thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're interested in learning more about Master Cleanse and purchase a set, you can go to my website, which is greenmomzoe.com, and you can find it on my store link. Thank you so much.